seed that fell among the thorns is the man who hears the word, but worries of this life and the deceitfulness of wealth choke it, making it unfruitful. But the one who received the seed that fell on good soil is the man who hears the word and understands it. He produces a crop yielding 160 or 30 times that which was sown. And so our parable today, the Word of God today, poses the question to us, why doesn't everybody get saved? As tremendous as salvation is, it's a wonder that so many people choose not to get saved or so many people don't receive it. I mean, if you were the governor and you had the ability to go into prison and offer a pardon to someone regardless of any sin or any infraction of the law that they had committed that required them to be chained and bondaged and incarcerated, and you offered to pardon them, I think that pretty much everybody would take the gift. But yet so many people choose not to receive the gift of life that God offers through His Son, Jesus Christ. I mean, what's the difference? All of us have sinned. All of us have this issue of sin. We all fall short. None of us are worthy enough to stand in the presence of God. The wage of the sin is death. Whether it's the stealing a cookie from a jar or killing somebody, it's something that causes us to fall short and to be separated in God's eyes. And God, in His wisdom and His plan and His great love, offered a pathway, built a bridge through His Son. Forsake His Son to die a horrible and miserable death for the atonement of sin, that who would receive that gift, who would acknowledge Him and receive the gift and invite Him into their life, would be pardoned and free from everything that would separate them from God. The sentence of death would be removed, and that they would find life. And yet so many choose not to receive it. I mean, in our text, only 25% of the seed ends up being successful. 25% of the seed that's being successful. And so I want us to focus on three things that we can ponder throughout the week. The seed, the sower, and the soil. Three things. Now, let's talk about the seed a little bit here. I brought some seeds with me today. I got a bag of seed here, bits and pieces of some seed. I don't know exactly what's in here. Let's see, I got watermelon seeds. Anybody like watermelon? Planted watermelon last year, wasn't too successful. Back in Florida, you throw a couple watermelon seeds in that old sand, man, you're eating watermelon all year long. Here, by the time the flower got up out of the ground, it froze. Watermelon seed, kind of a flat seed. Those are some old watermelon seeds. I'm pretty pitiful. They must be, I won't say it. People think I'm picking in Colorado. I was going to say, those look like Colorado watermelon seeds. I don't know. Watermelon, big flat seed. We got watermelon seed. What else do we got? I made the mistake of buying what I like instead of buying what would grow. Now I got some radish seeds here. Okay. Susie, stick your hand up here. Susie grows. These are really good radish seeds. My radishes kicked butt last year. They're long, nice, thick ones. There's a bunch of them in there. You see, they're small little seeds. I didn't have any mustard seeds, but you know, a radish seed almost looks like a mustard seed, just a little bitty thing. Jesus used the mustard seeds as an illustration. He said if we had the faith of a mustard seed, that we could tell a mountain to go jump in the lake. The little bitty thing. But boy, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of turnips in there. I'm holding a turnip branch in my hand. We got turnips there, and then what else do we got in here? Oh, this is something else good. Who likes lettuce? Oh, I got some good. You want some lettuce seeds? Okay, let me give you some lettuce seeds. These were good. I did good with these last year. They're little teeny things. You got a whole salad farm in your hand right there. How big are those? And then a gnat is bigger than that. And there's enough of lettuce seed in here to feed all of us for probably 3 years in lettuce. Turnip seeds. I did okay with the turnips. I just bought 2 pounds of turnip seeds when I was in Missouri. Enough to plant 15 acres. It was in a bag this big. Little bitty things, you see. Anybody want some turnip seeds? Turner? Ray Turner?
I don't have a garden.
You don't have a garden? Who wants some turnip seeds? You gonna take some seeds? Okay. I'm gonna put some seeds in your hand there. Boy, you got them some big old turnips. Bert, how big was my turnips last year? That big. You see how big those seeds are? Just little bitty things. What else do we got here? Straight 8. Anybody know what a straight 8 is? Cucumber. I didn't do very well with those. Anybody grow cucumbers? You want some cucumbers? They're already growing? Oh, okay, well, okay, I can't bless you with some seeds. I guess that's all I had more seeds, but I don't know, we must have planted them all. Tomato seeds. Neat part about it, if you're successful with growing some stuff is you can get seed from what you're growing. This big ball in here, I had some tomatoes that came out good, and I got to save some seed. I wrapped them up and I saved them. Plum tomatoes. Looks like boogers on a napkin. Roberta and I on our trip, the whole time I was there, it was like we were talking about growing and about seeds and about different things. And, well, that, I don't know why, okay, well, I'm ahead here. This is one of our hay fields out there. The picture didn't come out too good. Can you back up one? Get rid of that. Yeah. Now, you can't really see in here, but there's a lot of stuff going on in that hay field. There's clover in there, and there's grass, and there's yellow clover and white clover, and there is something in there called Sericea lespedeza. Lespedeza, right? And it is worth about as much as this right here. I'm recruiting for the clean team later. It's a seed too. Look at them. Boy, isn't it neat? Look like little parachutes coming down there. We had the Missouri biologist come out to look at the field. We thought they looked pretty good. We have this Missouri's got a type of clover that the nutrient content's about 22 points, which is really, really high. It's right up there with alfalfa. And it all looked good in the surface. It looked thick, it looked meaty, it looked like there was a lot going on, and that it was healthy. But when the guy come out, the first thing he did, I'm driving, what do you think of the fields, and the first thing, stop the car here a second, the thing I want to show you. And he pulls out this weed that is everywhere. You can put the second one up there. This area that you're looking at here is that area right below the middle green, that long pointy thing. So there's quite a bit other fields and stuff in there. Yeah, that's that area right there. And that weed that I can't pronounce without looking at it, I keep forgetting it. They say that you treat it with spraying stuff on it. You have to kill it by spraying stuff on it. And if you try to spray all over the place to kill it, well, then you kill the good things, the legumes like the clovers and the hard grasses and the soft grasses. So you got to spray. The only problem is 10 years ago they issued this stuff out and they thought it was good, and so people have been hanging it and cutting it, and as a result, like that weed seed there, it has went all through the field. So it's almost impossible for us to spray it. So what's that have to do with our message? Well, we're talking about seed. It's just like that dandelion. I got my yard in pretty good shape here in Sill. I used to think you could just mow those dandelions over with the lawnmower and that would be the end of them, right? It's not, is it? They come back, don't they? So this year, I thought about it. I pondered the dandelion. And I went out with my little gouger, and I took every one of them suckers out of the ground. I took them out completely. And I had to actually get this one out of the churchyard because the churchyard's got a bunch of dandelions. And please feel free to come pull the dandelions out if you want. But I got to thinking about seed.